All right, let's talk. Welcome back to Check Your Corners. There is a new video that just dropped detailing the 2023 VCT calendar. We'll talk about it today, but note that I'm not going to be talking about the whole franchising slash partnership program that's coming in 2023. That's going to be a separate video. So for today, let's just talk about the 2023 VCT. Three main parts came out of that video that Riot just released. First is the Kickoff Tournament that's going to be happening very early next year. And then we have the International League, sort of the meat of the partnership program that's going to come soon. And of course, something that everybody's excited, curious, and anxious about, Challengers and all its extension. And I gotta warn you, it's hella packed. So let's talk about all of these components one by one, and I'll try and cover some details about each component. And of course, we're gonna further that discussion down in the comments if you'd like. So while you're down there, don't forget to drop the like and just hit a subscribe button, man. It's free. So that'll help. Thank you. The Kickoff Tournament. This one is gonna be really fun, guys. There's a total of 30 teams that's gonna be competing in three different regions: EMEA, Americas, and Pacific. And these 30 teams are gonna get invited to play in one region, in one country, in one venue. All 30 of them. So I can't imagine how packed it's going to be because, as per the video, the tournament, the kickoff tournament, it's going to happen in the span of 3 weeks. So I can't even begin to imagine what the matches are going to be like, what the brackets are going to be like, how packed the media days are going to be, if that's even going to happen, which I'm sure going into 2023 and into the partnerships program, media is going to be one hell of a big focus for Riot. So this thing, this kickoff tournament, it's going to be a crazy one. And I'm curious to see how Riot is going to manage this one. Although it's called the Kickoff Tournament, which implies that it's just, an officiation of the International League starting 2023, there is something at stake that's very important at this kickoff tournament, which is the winner of this kickoff tournament will earn an extra slot at Masters for their region. Keyword, for their region. Meaning, if let's say a team from Brazil wins the kickoff tournament, they are going to earn the Americas an extra slot towards Masters. So what this means is, I'm guessing, let's say that Riot wants to host a 10-team Masters, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to take 3 teams from each region, right? 3 Pacific, 3 Americas, and 3 EMEA. That's 9 teams. And the one more team that's going to complete the set of 10 is going to come from that winner of the kickoff tournament, which in our example just now, that's Brazil, which is for Americas. So that means at Masters, we're going to see 10 teams consisting of 3 from Pacific, 3 from EMEA, and last 4 is going to come from the Americas because they've earned it. They won the kickoff tournament, proving that for the first time ever on the international stage that they are the better region, so they deserve more slots. And so I think this is an exciting project to also start a fire. It's gonna ignite that fiery passion of battles between regions right from the get-go starting in 2023. So I think that's pretty smart, and I think it's pretty exciting. So I can't wait for that. One major detail about this kickoff tournament is that it's going to happen in Sao Paulo, Brazil. That's crazy good because, well, we know Brazil is a powerhouse in the FPS scene. In Valorant, we have Loud, that's just kicking everybody's asses right now in Valorant Champions Istanbul. And we've got a ton of great fans and very passionate fans over there at Brazil. So this one's interesting. I'd love to see how Riot's going to manage this one over there. I'd also love to see if there are some players who are going to be limiting themselves Maybe players who refuse to go, like that guy with a watch, or some other guys with big mouths, and so. Let's see what happens with that. But jokes aside, I think it's gonna be amazing, and I'm excited for Brazil and the fans over there. It's another city that we haven't really explored in terms of Valorant international tournaments, so it's gonna open up a new avenue for Riot for future events. And of course, we get to see the beautiful people and places over there in Sao Paulo. Yeah, but that's pretty much it about the Kickoff Tournament. I know it's a big thing, like it's a very exciting prospect, but there isn't really that much to talk about it, aside from the fact that it's going to be a hell of a packed tournament, because 30 teams? Yeah, I can't wait for more details about it, but we're going to have to wait, okay? So that's the Kickoff Tournament. Now, let's talk about the big thing, the international leagues. Now, this is where you want to start paying attention if you haven't already. The international leagues teams will be centralized across 3 hub cities: Los Angeles for the Americas, Berlin for EMEA, and Seoul for Pacific. They'll play through 2 splits to determine the top teams that will qualify to Masters and Champions. In each split, teams will be competing over the course of 8 weeks in a studio with on-site casters, with a live audience, oh boy, to eventually crown 3 regional champions. Now, I could miss the actual meaning behind the phrasing, but I assume they mean top 3 teams from each region and feed those teams into Masters and Champions by the end of the second split. But I don't know. Now, Masters will be in June. It says 3 teams from each region, plus 1 extra slot from the Kickoff Tournament, which most likely means that there's going to be a 10-team Masters, meaning at Masters, there will only be 10 teams. I don't know. It's not confirmed yet, so don't take my words for granted. Just wait for more details from Riot, okay? Now, and Masters, top teams from each region will also be directly invited to Champions. And this one I'm curious about, because I'm wondering how they're going to distribute the slots. And they did mention on the ValorantEsports.com website that it's going to be a 16-team tournament, right? So let's think about this. LCQ, that's going to happen in July, provides 3 slots, 1 for each region. So that's 3. And then, if we take 4 from each of the leagues in the Americas, Pacific, and EMEA, then that's going to be 12 more. So 12 plus 3, that's 15. Where does that 1 more slot go to? Because the extra slot from the Kickoff Tournament is applicable only for Masters. There's no mention of a direct invite going the way of the Masters winner, which could be an easy way out if they want it to be. We can't take any teams from challengers, and we'll talk about that in a bit. So overall, this is still a pretty big question mark, and we'll just have to wait until Riot drops more details about it. One other explanation is that I could be just stupid, and missed it completely. So if you know, let me know in the comments, please. Okay, so that's international leagues. Now, if you're unfortunate and you don't get a partner slot, this is where you want to be competing, which is the Challenger circuit. And like I said, it's hella packed, dude. Based on the calendar Riot provided, it seems that teams gunning for a promotion through Ascension will have to go through a non-stop 7-month grind from January through July. Holy shit. It's worth noting that this is without a chance to qualify to Masters or Champions, and so the only thing that you're going to be fighting for is really that promotion into the international leagues, which, in the grand scheme of things, is worth a lot more than just a mere slot at Masters or Champions. Like, whatever. You can live without a slot at Masters or a slot at Champions. In fact, a lot of teams do. But getting into the international leagues, that's big. Still, 7 months of nonstop practice, matches, and only one winner at the end of each ascension. Even Riot said it's going to be a hard path. And I think a lot of people will underestimate just how much willpower and focus and energy this will take. But that's their problem. There will be more than 20 regional challengers across the 3 major regions. That's going to cover a whole lot more countries and people. What's the format like? How does the 2 splits work? Honestly, I'm not too sure myself. But I assume it's just like how VCT has been run in the past 2 years, with challengers leading into playoffs, just like the APAC playoffs that we've had, but with even more countries involved like Korea, Japan, South Asia, or Oceania. There's the line, you'll see dozens of squads compete on LAN for regional pride and promotion into the international leagues. Now, this signals a LAN setting for Ascension, which makes sense, especially for APAC since it's so scattered. It doesn't make sense to have a Korean team fighting it out with a South Asian team over 100 ping. But where? Is it going to be in the hub cities like Seoul in Korea, for example? That would be dope. I mean, give the promotion candidates a taste of what it's like to be a partner team, but also at the same time, remind them what they'll be missing out if they don't make it into the international leagues. Yikes. For that and other reasons, most probably, the Ascensions will be held on different cities, somewhere else other than the hub cities. But then there's budget constraints. And then there's also scheduling that might clash because challengers and international leagues are going to run concurrently. So, you know what? I think we should drop this one. I don't fucking know. But they did say it's a LAN, so let's hold them to that promise. These Ascension winners will only start their journey really in the international leagues by 2024, which makes kind of good sense since they'll have to set up in the hub cities once they're promoted in July. 5 months of prep time until they join the big leagues by February next year, which is 2024. That should be enough time for them to set up and prepare for everything to join the big boys in the big leagues. And with that, we are done with the big things, the Kickoff Tournament, the international leagues themselves, and also Challengers and Challenger Ascension. But there are also some of the other stuff that they kind of did not mention in the video, but is listed down in the website, which is the off-season, which is going to happen post-Champions next year, obviously. This is going to be a chance for teams to try out new members, new players, and trial different coaching staffs maybe, and just, test out new metas and maybe figure out a new identity for themselves going into the next year. And this will be also a chance for third-party tournament organizers to host tournaments and give us even more Valorant goodness outside of the VCT circuit. So that's a thumbs up. Game Changers will also return in 2023. They did mention that in the website. We haven't even seen the 2022 Game Changers Championship. But I'm already excited for it, and I can't wait to see even more next year for what our ladies can do. And also, there's the in-game competitive system that's hopefully going to roll out in 2024. If things go well, hopefully things go well. This will be an even more inclusive system for everyone around the world. Anyone, a 5-stack from a very obscure city out of nowhere, can be a part of the VCT circuit if they've got what it takes. And I know it's a long road to Masters and Champions, but a chance is a chance. And that's all you really need if you are a dreamer. If you want to be a professional in a particular field, that's all you really need. A chance. And that's what Riot is giving everyone. Now, I want to give some thoughts from this video that they shared. I'm starting to get this shift in focus from a regional competition, within APAC, within EMEA, and within America, being a country versus country thing. It's transitioning into a global thing, being a region versus region thing. So now it's an EMEA versus America versus APAC, and it will be highlighted even more with this format. It gives fans a reason to root for a region as a whole rather than just being a diehard fan of a specific team, which is not wrong, but I think it's going to be even more fun if you root for a specific region instead for a specific team. And I'm super excited for the art forms and the kinds of storytelling that's going to be enabled by this format, you know, with more stories, with more videos, documentaries that's going to happen week in and week out from all the splits that's going to happen. And there are still missing details which will come in time, so let us just practice a bit of patience while we wait for the next major announcement, which is who are the partner teams. And that's a big one. So to recap, we have the Kickoff Tournament with all the partner teams. That's going to be a great preview of the power rankings. We have the international leagues that will give us a fresh storyline and unlimited content revolving around the top Valorant personalities. We also have challengers that will be hella packed and teams will be tested endlessly. And so 2023 should and will be a banger. I can't wait to welcome this coming year. So that's it for today. Thank you all so much for spending some time to watch this video, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did making it. I look forward to producing more of these videos and other types of videos around Valorant. And to make sure that happens, please, again, go down there, click like, hit the subscribe button, and that will help a lot. I'm Sleepy. I'll see you in the next one. Remember, check your corners.